I'm Gloria Chien with VIS Designs. We are the design team for 2005 popular building in Issaquah. The design concept of this project is bringing the outdoors in. We started this project in 2017. We did not know who would lease the building, but we were just so passionate about the Northwest outdoors and make the building a work-life balance. When people work in this office building, they can even go hiking during the lunchtime or go biking after work. Issaquah is the gateway for the nature. But today I just want to introduce this amazing general contractor team, GLY. I work with Jerson a lot on the finished materials. He is so good that he actually helped me and help the whole project to solve the problems from the designer's perspective. As I just mentioned to Jerson, the designer's design intent is a goal out there. And Jerson's job is to work all the details to bring everything from this point to the goal. So all the detailed steps that he contributed to this project is just amazing. So first of all, we would like to talk about the floor tile in this beautiful lobby. And this is our focal point. So when you walk in from here, you open the door and then immediately you see this box. And the flooring is the wood look porcelain tile with pebble tiles on the edge under the orange wall. So Jason, tell us how you work with me to make this tile laid out so perfectly.
Yeah, Gloria, thank you for having this meeting. My name is Jerson Arzwaga. I'm with GLY and I'm a project engineer. The way we made your tile happen is we took your drawings and we modeled everything. So we took the shop drawings from the tile subcontractor and your drawings, and we basically laid every single tile, have dimensions for every edge detail, conditions, coordinating with the architecturals. And yeah, that's how we made it happen. Lots of modeling and coordination.
What software do you use?
So we use a program called Revit. It's kind of our company standard. I think that's something that sets us apart from other contractors. We're really in the modeling process. We have a design engineer who's actually, his name is Newton Gorell. He is an architect by trade. You know, that was the big push. This is actually my first big project as a full-time project engineer with GLY. And that's something that they started me off. Hey, we got to model everything. We coordinate everything before construction even starts. Because once construction starts, we have, conflicts, and then that delays the schedule. So we hash out all the conflicts, all the details before construction starts.
Yeah, from my 20-some years experience, not every general contractors would read every single part of my drawings, but GLY actually reads my drawings back and forth. They can memorize it, and then they actually analyze my drawings and they break down to 1/4 or even 1/16 inches of the dimensions. Then they say, hey, Gloria, we are missing 1/4 inch. There's a gap here. How do we fill this? I really, really appreciate their hard work and their experience, their knowledge. We spent like 2 or 3 meetings on this tile laid out. I have this great idea, and then the tile just looks like you feel like you're walking on the deck in the woods, the creek below you. And so this tile pattern just goes vertically, towards the bug behind me. And I laid this tile centered to the bug, to the focal point. But then, there's something on the sides that we need to figure out, especially the alcove of the bug, how we close up these 2 walls, and then at the base, how you make the tile look balanced. They coordinate the tile sub and I so much and just make the flooring look so beautiful right now. Here you can see.
Yeah, we worked with G&W, that was our flooring contractor, and they were great to work with. And, I took their shop drawings and they got to know where they start the tile. We figured that it was between the hallway, and then we drew it back to a line with the entrance. And in the entrance, we had a walk-off mat. And really early on the project, this is, months before the interior start. I'm asking Gloria questions like, hey, I'm lining up this. And it's like, we're not installing tile for 5-6 months. But when we do recesses for walk-off mats, that's when we're pouring the slab on level 1. So slab on grade.
So the walk-off mat has a certain size, and then the tile, we don't want to look unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
So we were so hard, like a quarter of inch, and then at the end of the day, I said, well, who cares about it? Everybody just walking on the walk-off mat and then just go home, and nobody would look down and really look at the pattern. But we spent like hours working on it. We care about this building so much.
Yeah, it was a
Really
fun one.
appreciate it.
It was definitely a fun one, and I'm really proud of what we were able to achieve. I think we took the time and looked at the details of the tile because we didn't really want to sliver around the walk-off mat, so we had a full piece tile. And in order to achieve that, like you said, we have to go through every single detail and line up every single tile dimension, including the grout joint, so that we get a perfect full tile around the walk-off mat. And those walk-off mats had to be ordered like 4 months in advance because they're just a really long lead item. Very few manufacturers that do that. But once we figured out the dimensions and we lined everything up in the model, we were able to come up with this perfect construction matching your design.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason.
Of course.
So now I want to bring our topic to this alcove, our focal point. As you can see, this bug is standing on a platform. The owner, Raleigh Properties, owns this bug sculpture for 15 years, and they did not have a good place for it. So now we were designing this building, and this could be a perfect place for this beautiful artwork. So they hired me, VIS Designs, to design this alcove. And we would like to just make this like a museum look to honor the artist and honor this bug called Wedgwood. So that's why we have this platform to lift up a little bit, and so people will respect the piece of art. Not only this, because this bringing the outdoors in design concept, this project, we would like to make the background really unique, just like a bug walking in the forest. So I spent a lot of time actually looking for the perfect panels behind this bug. And we finally found this one from Solberg Dividers. And this tree pattern is just perfect. We can actually select the colors that we would like the patterns to be. So we select this brown look, so it looks like tree branches. This is a 6-inch light cove. And then how we mount these two panels in this alcove, it's just challenging. And then Jason can tell us how he achieved that. I gave him the basic details that what I think could be achieved. And then he worked just fine tuning and then work other details about it. So I'll let Jason to talk about it.
When we looked at this alcove, there's a lot of dimensions. So it's going back to the details like we're talking about before. We have a panel size, it's 8 foot by 4 foot each panel. So we put that in the model. Then we have the stage height, what the overall height wants to be. We have the gypsum wallboard above, and then kind of breaking down the thicknesses of material, the tile, the grout, the plywood, the studs, and kind of making it all work together in the model beautifully. So when we went to put this together, we realized we're a little bit off. So we had to kind of go a little bit shorter on the grout. The panels are actually sitting on French cleats, which basically hide all around the panel. So you don't really see it because those panels are special, they're see-through. So we had to kind of position the French cleats in the right locations. That wall behind there is actually a level 5 finish. And that's something that GLY, we want to present the best product for the owner, for the designers. So when you look at it, you don't see any imperfections. That's a level 5 finish, originally called out to be level 4, but we saw it. When you have light shining on a wall at that angle, you see every little imperfection on that wall. So
I want to point out to that because I didn't specify level 5. I did not know the light shines through, you will actually see all the imperfection spot. But GLY changed it from level 4 to level 5. and just make the wall perfect. I really highly appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
And like I said, we want to give you guys the best product available. And we were talking about this a little earlier, but we are very thorough when we put a price together for a project. We have a little bit of extra money in case things like this that are missed in the design or things that want to get changed. You know the cost up front. The owner knows the cost up front. So we took a little bit of money, put a little extra on this level 5 finish. So it's just a perfect wall. You guys come in here and love it. We don't want to hassle you for extra money. We don't want to just build it. And it's like, okay, well, yes, it does match the contract drawings, but it isn't what we were expecting. So we're thorough like that, and something that GLY is known for.
I want to point out installing these 2 panels is so much work because the alcove, the opening has to be just slightly bigger than the 2 panels putting together. And how you attach these 2 panels to the sides of the alcove and the top and the bottom without seeing the gap. And we actually painted the groove in the same color. And then behind the 3 panels, we actually paint all the 6 sides the same sassy green color. So the bottom and the sides and the top and the back. So when doesn't matter which angle you approach to this bug, you will only see the sassy green and you will not see the edge of any wood or panels or even nails or anything. Yeah.
And it's funny, talking through this because it's so many details that somebody walking in there that's not, super keen into architecture, interior design, they will never notice it. But for us, it's something that required a lot of coordination, and we know that in order to get this seamless design, there is that coordination aspect.
Now I want to talk about the 2 small walls above the elevator doors, this one and that one. These 2 colors, now you see they're just great colors, right? But when I specified these 2 colors are not the original color that I specified. I specified the paint colors under the sunlight full spectrum light fixtures in my office. However, the paint colors looks perfect there. But when we painted in this lobby, because of the other light fixtures, the light temperature and the colors hues, that makes this graphite dark gray colors look so different.
Yeah.
So Jason, tell us how you work with this.
So yeah, there's a lot of lighting in the lobby, and it's something that it's really hard to know how something's going to turn out when the project's finished, because it all depends on how the light reflects, the color of the light, the distance away, the angle that the light's shining on something. So one thing that happened was we went and painted this above elevator headers wall, and it turned out to be just shining the light too much. The color wasn't really there. So we worked with the painter, we worked with Skis Painting, and we came up with different samples, and we actually went up there and held the sample, because that's how you're really gonna know. You're really gonna know what the paint's gonna look like. And we decided, I believe, on a velvet texture finish, which kind of doesn't reflect light as much. It's not quite a matte, but it's sort of like that, where it just kind of doesn't reflect light.
Yeah, I originally specified eggshell, but the eggshell is just not the right finish. It reflects the light differently. When we actually put those bigger samples up on the wall over there, and we compare different finishes, and we found out the velvet finish is the perfect one. So thank you, Jason, for your hard work. So thank you for watching this session with Jason with GLY. They are so awesome. They are just so wonderful to work with, detail-oriented, well thought about the design goals from the perspective of the designers and the architects. And then they're so easy to work with. They dedicate their thoughts, their heart to the project day and night. And the owner is very satisfied with their service.
Thanks, Gloria. It was a pleasure working with you, and I hope we work again. And if anybody needs somebody to bid on their project, give GLY a call.